Jim Starkweather, the publisher for Kitmaker Network and Armorama.com, and welcome to another episode of Turning the Page. Today we have for you a new book from Osprey Publishing. This is by James Kinnear and Stephen Sewell, Soviet T-10, Heavy Tanks and Variants. This is a hardcover book. It is 232 pages long, and looks like it has a list price in the UK of £25, the United States $32, and Canada $42. My goodness, that exchange rate has really gotten bad. And you can see how much closer it has gotten in the US versus UK. But that said, that's the list price for the book. You should be able to find it cheaper on Amazon or numerous various places. I'm not sure it'll be so much cheaper in your bookstore, in a small hobby store or a small bookstore, but yeah, those prices are the suggested list price. And you can go on the Osprey website and find it that way too as well. Alright, so Soviet T-10. This is a vehicle I don't know much about other than having played it in World of Tanks, so sorry, my experience is a little bit limited, but it's a good tank in World of Tanks. A Tier 9, what used to be the IS-10? And they changed it to T-10? No, wait, it was the... no, it wasn't the IS-6. It was the IS-8, actually, wasn't it? Something like that, and then they changed it to the T-10. Anyways, so this one includes contents of introduction, development history, service and combat history, the T-10 tank's variants described, derivatives of the T-10 tank design, preserved T-10 tanks, T-10 development, production, and service chronology, T-10 production data tables, Soviet-era tank design and production flow, T-10M cutaway diagram, object number listing of T-10 tanks, prototypes, and projects, foreign perspectives, T-10 recognized during the Cold War, preserved T-10 tanks. Oh, this is an appendix. All right, interesting. They had preserved T-10 tanks up here too. T-10 and variant specifications, data tables, glossary and abbreviations, bibliography, and index. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of do a quick gander here. We've got some color photography, but a lot of black and whites, and some reference photos. All right, so just kind of giving you Chapter 1 basics. You can see photos do have captions, which is nice. This one says, the IS-3's surprise appearance in the Allied Victory Parade in Berlin in September 1945 was a shock to the Allied military representatives in attendance, who acknowledged the accomplishments of the venerable IS-2, had nevertheless not expected the war-weary Soviet Union to have next-generation heavy tanks already in production. And I admit, that is IS-3 is an impressive tank compared to even the IS-2. Probably would have been a formidable tank for us to fight on the ground in terms of any kind of Soviet/Allied aggression had popped up afterwards, which probably is a good thing. That didn't happen. Would have ended bad for somebody. And I'm not going to postulate which. Alright, so this one, again, so expect captions on each of the photos. This pike nose design was obviously something that the IS-3 and T-10 shared. I believe that at least in the game, the IS-3 has a lot more armor. The T-10 goes slightly for more faster, lighter approach to warfare, and kind of more towards the main battle tank thing. Interesting print detail on the top there. Alright, so included in this are some illustrations, some color plate illustrations, and again, lots of text, lots of detail. That little thing at the top is throwing me, but I guess it's intentional. It's intentional. Alright, so you can expect to find, again, some color photos here, some diagrams, some top diagrams, lots of black and white photos. This one looks like they're attempting to try to airlift it. Illustration. Actually, that's an illustration. Oh, an illustration of the T-10 MK command tank. Oh, that's the command tank. Alright, that makes sense, actually. That's one heck of an antenna. And again, more reference photos as well as period photos, more illustrations. So it's talking about the different variants, obviously. So this should have a pretty good number of details in terms of different variants. If you're trying to, they're actually showing some of the tank destroyers here, like the Object 268, a Tier 10 tank in World Tanks. I have it too. Don't play it that often. There was a kit recently for the T-10 release. I believe that was Trumpeter, I want to say, correct? and not sure if anyone else is putting one out, but it's obviously a tank that kind of fits a certain, post-Cold War, or not post-Cold War, but post-World War II Cold War historical period, before we obviously got into the main battle tanks, the T-54s and such, being the kind of thing that took over. So, but yeah, very interesting. You can see there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff in the book. I'm not going to try to cover every page or every detail. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. Usually I'm not a loss for words, but in this case I am. But it does look like a very nice book, for especially if you're into this type of tank, or the time period and so forth, or maybe looking for some reference for that trumpeter kit. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, and suggestions, please leave them below in the comment section. You can give us a thumbs up or like if you so choose. And our thanks again to Osprey Publishing for sending us this sample review copy, and we will see you next time on Turning the Page.